So now comes the skewing of the perspective. Okay, so I hold it where it's on the top, like this. So just to get used to the algorithm, although I know where they're supposed to be, I think it's just going to be difficult for me to reasonably get it there. This one might be a little easier for me to visualize. So I'm just going to find other pieces that might coincide with this. Not this one. Maybe I'll get lucky. Not this one. And that takes us back to here. So I can turn this and see if maybe there's another one that this matches with. Not this one. This one? Yeah, okay. I can dig it. That one. Okay, let me find my way back to home base here. And I got my hand right on it, so this needs to come over to here. So the problem is, I don't want this out, because I like where this is. That was sort of like a gift. So I don't want this to participate. So this will go here. Okay, the other corner would be here. That corner, but little triangle would be here. So I'm going to move this into this spot here, like so. Boom. Yeah, so that works well. So now what's going to happen is this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here. So the first time I'm going to do the algorithm, I'm not really going to know exactly if it worked yet. Now the way that I do the algorithm is I have one corner that's going to be my down, down, up. So I got to just make sure I keep juxtaposing with that corner, moving this into place to here, and that's going to be this corner that I'm going to be doing my down, down, up, upping. So let's see if this higher order algorithm works. So the whole middle piece comes up like this, and now I'm going to do my down, down, up. Then this whole middle piece comes back like so. Then I do down, up, up. Okay, now I like where this is. I know that this came from here, so this went to here, this went to here, and this went to here. One more time should deposit this where I want it to here, right to here. So let's see if that works. So we go. Let me get my perspective. So this is a triangle piece. So we go down, 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 up. Then we go, oops, up, down, up, up. Okay, and this is in, so we're good. Now let's check our work. This is in, that's the only one that we moved. We still have edge, 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 corner. So now I know this corner is correct because this slides in here nicely with this and with these guys, and this, well, still remains to be known. So I put this one in. Just for the sake of practice, now I sort of have a perspective on where things are. These two cycled with this over here. And the way that I look at it is I've got a corner, corner, and corner. So I just have to remember these two and this all cycled. So I have to bear that in mind. Now, what if I want to do this one? Well, let me see if I can similarly run into the one that I want. Not this one, not this one, and this brings us back. So again, this is all proof of concept as I'm doing this layer by layer. Bring this to here, and now move this in here. Nope, and nope, nope, and we're back. And now let's move this to here. Bring this here. Nope, and nope. Okay, so it's not amongst those. So it's at this point that I need to make, I guess, a discovery, which probably was pretty apparent before, but now has more importance now. So I'm trying to fill in this piece here just as a proof of concept. And I'm thinking that it could be any one of these, except obviously not this. But there's a limitation on what it can be. So in other words, if I had to put a green one here, and this was green, it would never be this piece or this piece. It could be this piece, though. It could be the one that's directly opposite. But I don't think these pieces could ever be in this configuration. So it's only going to be in the configurations that I can see it here. So basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find it in only the configurations that it can be in, but it can't be just any place. In other words, it could never be here. So this piece would never be in this area over here. So I can move this down and see, is it here? No. Well, then I can move this across. I'm going to keep rotating it. Let's put another in here and see, is it this piece? No. So I can keep rotating it. Is it this piece? No. And I think I might be right back where I started from. Nope, because this is the corner over here. It's possible it could be this piece, although I highly doubt it, because it could be just opposite that. So it could be opposite over here. Is it possible that it could also be one of these pieces over here, but they're all filled in. So this is filled in, well, rather, this is filled in, and this is filled in, so I should be able to find it. Over here, no. So we can turn this around until we're here. This piece, no, turn it back, turn it around again. This piece, nope. And turn it back just to get back where it started from. Okay, so it's nowhere there, so let's just turn this around to another area. So I'm looking to see what matches up with this. Now I think I've already gone through these pieces here. Okay, so we are still attempting to find the piece that comes into here. And I'm limited as to which ones they can possibly be. So I'm going to take this corner out for a second, move another one in, see if this piece works, and aha! This piece actually works. So I don't want to go too far off the beaten path. I just have to remember, don't want to force it, that I had to take this corner out. So it's the equivalent of moving this corner away. So basically I'm trying to find a piece that, say, goes into this corner here. And to do that, I had to move a corner out. Actually, like it's moving down to here, and I'm looking for this piece. And I had to move this corner down because this piece is functioning there. Okay, so with that said, let's see what we can do. What I want to do is I want to take this and I want to move it into here. So this needs to come into here. So let's just move this back, and I can maybe coordinate it from this part here, because then this will come to here, this will come to here, and this will come to here. I think this likes to be here, not really. So let's try to make this work. This is the side that I'm going to be doing it with. So this is the corner that I'm going to be juxtaposing, which is going to necessarily involve both of these. So this involves this, this involves this. So I know that it should work. So without looking too much more into it, let's just go ahead and do it. So we've got down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. Okay, this went to here, this went to here, so that did exactly that, and this went to here. So that should not have done any horrible, terrible, unspeakable things to this, and I don't think that it did. So I think we're still good. Okay, so what we have filled in here is, here's our center, corner, corner, well, not corner, but triangle, 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 edge, 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 corner, corner. So now I know all these corners are correct. So this is equivalent to this top side being done. Now what I could do is I could just pause for a second and see if I can get the other corners in. Because the way this works now is, now that I know that these corners are in, when I turn this upside down, what's going to happen is that one corner is going to be in, two are going to be out. I find the one that's in, and I simply go down here and I go down. Wow. Yeah, that explosion was pretty painful, but what you're about to see after putting it back together again is me trying to still apply the same strategies to the ghost octahedron that I did with this, namely to try to put all of the corners in before moving on. That turned out to not be the best way of doing it because although I acknowledge that there's no way for me to really get a good idea of the orientation of the corners, I still nonetheless tried to reason my way through it, forgetting about the fact that I might end up having to destroy it anyway. Because truth be told, I would have to put the corners in before putting anything else, but there's really no way for me to really know what the orientation was. Plus, I didn't know this at the time, but I was about to find a situation in which the corners were not abiding by what had ever been seen before with the face-turning octahedron, and I didn't really realize that until towards the end, which will become more apparent. And then you just go down, down, up, up. And that will necessarily put all these in. So if I were to pause for a second and say that, okay, I've got this first center done. Right opposite, I know the center's here. I know the corners are where they need to be. But there's no way for me to know the orientation with that. I can see that this is flush with this, and this has no place to go. So what if I were to say, I think this is correct, which means these two are not. So with that said, I could just say, let's see, well, here's a corner. Oh, actually, here's a corner here. So I don't know if this is flush or not. But it could just go down, down, up, up. Now, what did that do for me? Well, not much, except for the fact that I noticed this is flush and this is flush. So maybe, just maybe, these corners are now all in. There's no way for me to know that, so you can see why I couldn't really do it like that. So I'm gonna save that for later. Maybe it's in, maybe it's not. I don't know. But what I could do is I could start working on this layer the same that I did with this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue to try to put these guys in just so that I can continue the process of getting my perspective on things. So now that I have all of these, why don't I fill in these guys here because they're not ghosted, so to speak. And the way that I would do that is the same algorithm. I'd want to get a yellow one here, so there's only a couple of yellows that I can choose from. So that's this over here. Well, why don't I put a red one? This to here, this to here, this to here. So it's going to go down, 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 up, up, down, up, up. So this is in and this is in. Now I'm looking for the other red, which is here. Now I'm not going to be able to choose from the same amount with this puzzle because it's only one that comes in. So that's up, down, down, up, down, down, up, up. So then I just need the pink one here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, just move this here. Up, down, down, up, here, down, up, up. Okay, so now this whole side is done, so if I were to turn this, every piece would move in. So let's see if we can do something similar with this. As we move in here, I can find out any one of these. So let's see what can be moved in. It's obviously not this guy, as we can see. I'm going to keep moving around. It's not this guy. Moving back, so it's nowhere there. So let's move into this configuration. And I'm just sort of seeing if I can run into it. And I'm not running into it as of yet. Now we move them over here. Here, nope. Anywhere here, nope. And we move back. Okay, so I could continue to look for this piece, but there's really no reason. I can try to look for this piece. Here, nope. Here, nope. And nope. So we'll move him around to here. Here, no. No and no. Not very lucky. think statistically, aha! Right over here, so this guy. So now I have to coordinate this piece to come into here. So I could see that if I move him here, so how could I coordinate it to do the algorithm? Now I could do it from another position, but I don't want to work quite that hard. So this is like I'm over here. All right, so this, I've got to move into here. So how are we going to do that? Well, oh, okay. So to move it into here, I can't do it from this perspective because if I were to use this one, I would have to move it like this, and these two would participate, and I don't want to do that. So I'm actually going to use it from, I don't want to get lost, this perspective. So if I move it like this, and I use these two, this to here, this to here, and this to here, if I move it around like that, then that could actually work, with this corner being the one that juxtaposes these two. Now I'd have to do it twice to get it into here. I don't want to have to do that, so why don't I just move it in this position like so. I'm going to be getting this one out. Do I really want to do that? It doesn't really matter because I'm not really focused on this one right now. But just in case that becomes an issue, and because I'm just doing this to practice the algorithm anyway, then I might as well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just do it twice and see what happens. So we're going to go, let me make sure I get my bearings here. So we'll go down, 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 up, and then we'll go up, down, up, up. Don't want to get lost. Okay, now it's interesting because this is placed where it's supposed to be here, but I want to get this to here. Now this I kind of like where it is. I'm going to be taking it out, but again, I'm not really putting this one in yet. But it might behoove me to maybe, just maybe, well, one of them's got to come out. I guess I can deal with this later because now I've got the correct configuration of what I got to do to put them in. So sorry, got to take this out. So we're going to go down, 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 up, and then up, down, up, and up. And did it do it? Sure enough, it did. So we're doing well. We're slowly but surely putting the rest of this in. So now this is in, and I'm a little bit closer with my perspective on this. Okay, so now we're looking to see what dives into this one. Obviously, it's not this guy here. Move this into place. I know it's not that. It's not shaped right. But this is a possibility, and yes. So we found the one that goes to here. So let's not destroy that and see how we can move this in. What we want to do is move this out from where it is so that I can better place it, or I can just, deconstruct it and do what I got to do.
What you're going to start to see now is just how messed up the puzzle starts to look as I try to deconstruct it. I know the algorithms, and you notice I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with the positioning of the puzzle, but it means doing a lot of rearranging the puzzle and deconstructing it to put it in place to do the algorithms. But notice, being a ghost cube, just by doing that, how completely scrambled it looks when I do that, and you can sort of see the panic in my hands as I try to remember where I put it before and try to get it back. Otherwise, everything I would have done would have been undone.